Hello and welcome. This is Alicia of the Chardon Sign Shack coming to you live from Chardon, Ohio. I'm going to see if I can increase my bulb light there. I'm trying something a little different today. As you're hopping on, please say hello. Let me know that you're here. And I'm going to try and find you on my secondary device here. Maybe. Am I live? Yeah, I see two people up there. I'm not finding you. Hold on a minute. There we go. Now I popped up. Okay. So there we go. I see three people are live. And as you're hopping on, please say hello. I'm trying a different angle today. Oh, my nose just started itching. Excuse me. Just because I want you to see it a little bit closer up. So I'm trying like two different stands. I'm trying something new today. So hopefully it'll work. If not, I'll just take the phone off this one and snap it on my old ring light. I've got two here. So hopefully that will help. So hello, everybody. Hello, Judy. Hello, Shawneen, Mitzi, Roberta, Christina, I see is watching. Thank you for sprinkling. This is what you know what? I got my secondary device up. Hi, Sandy. How are you? Hello, Christina. Okay, I am going to swipe the comments off of. Okay, now I've got it straight, I think. Anyhow, as you're hopping on, April will be here real soon if she's not already on. Please do. Oh, my goodness. It flipped me again, right? Yep. Okay, hold on a minute. Okay, that should be the correct way. Hopefully it'll stay flipped. Let me see. Yeah, okay. So, oh, that's okay. Trust me, I can't, so, hi Bonnie, how are you? Facebook likes to change things and it's very frustrating. Thank you, Judy. Like now I can't figure out, after the live, I would go back and I would add closed captions and add, like, call it like a cover shot or something. I'm sorry, my nose is really itching. We've got a lot of pollen in the air here and I'm out in my garage. I apologize. But as you can see, I think you can see I'm sweating a little bit. It's really hot here, hot and humid. So they've changed things and it's really frustrating. Because then you can't figure out where anything's at and there's nowhere you can go. You can't get any help ever. You cannot find like a human being to talk to. And if you Google something, which I'm pretty good at Google, and figuring things out, it's usually old stuff that you find. So anyhow, as you're hopping on, please do this, sprinkle, which means to do this. The giveaway today is going to be this cute guy, which I just absolutely love. I get by with a little help from my hens. This is really cute. And I've done this on a lot of towels. This is a popular towel seller for me. You could use it for anything. So we're going to do that for the giveaway, and I'm going to set that aside. It is cute, Judy. And this is all you have to do, and make sure that you write sprinkled in the comments. Hello, Stacy. I think it's Stacy, right? Prim and Painted. I try to keep everybody straight. Hello, Becca. But anyhow, this is the one we're doing today. It's number 9402, and I'm doing the extra large. I like to do my rounds on an 18-inch typically. So I have an 18-inch round that I've painted ahead of time from Craft Deals, and it's the birch round. I really like them. They're not too expensive, really. It's still actually a little tacky because it's so humid out here. But this is the stencil. That's the size. It's going to be on sale today and tomorrow for 20% off. You'll save an additional 15% with my code SIGNSHACK, SIGNSHACK. And you can use this code anytime, anywhere, to save 15% off your order, which is a pretty good. Usually things are standard like 10%, but this is 15%, so that's nice. Hi, Sherry, how are you? So I'm going to set this back here, and I'm so excited because I got my angle brushes. Has everybody else got their angle brushes or ordered them? So these are the liner brushes. And then these are the really, really beautiful angle brushes. I just love them. It's thundering, Rhonda. We are supposed to have severe thunderstorms here. Oh, how odd. I guess we could share it afterwards, or if, let me see. I have a share button right here. Let me see if I can do it. Group. Paint and share with the Stencil Smith. Okay. I shared it. I don't know if it actually did it. My button is there, April. So hopefully it shared. I don't know if you want to go out and go back in and check and let me know. She just got angle brushes. Okay, I shared it to the group, I think. So if you want to check, April, and see if that actually happened, I hope it did. It said it did, but I don't know. So anyhow, like I said, I have an 18-inch round, and this is the stencil. I got tape on it. Hold on a minute. I was messing around earlier with my chicken feathers. We're going to do the chicken feathers. Thank you, Roberta. We appreciate that. And this is the one we're doing today. It has it has 3 overlays. So this is the first part we'll be doing. Welcome to our coop. We're all clucking crazy, which I don't care if you have chickens or not. I feel like I'm crazy. So I think this is appropriate for anybody who feels a little like, I feel that quite often. And then these are going to be the overlays. Overlay 1, and then 2, and then 3 down here. So, and this is the little guy that goes in here, inside his mouth. So I'm going to try to get started right away. I know I usually talk forever. Thank you, Judy. I appreciate that. Thank you, Rhonda. I appreciate that. So I'm going to angle this down. I'm going to see if this is a better, and hopefully it won't fall out. I'm going to, you can probably see my big scrape I got on my arm. I don't know if you can see that, but and my bruise. Oh my goodness. I was mowing the lawn today and this morning, and these bunnies, we have little baby bunnies, and they're so cute. So hopefully this is going to be, let's see, a better angle for everybody. I'm on a delay, but I'm trying to get this where you're going to be able to see it really good. It may not. I may have to wiggle it around a little bit, but my goal is so you can see the, this is a different, ooh, got to do it the right way. I don't want my phone falling out. I've had that happen. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So I'm going to get started. What I am going to do, this is an 18-inch round that I have painted black. Yep, I got some, it was tacky and I got some of my paper on there. Pardon my paper, it's well used. I meant to change it before the live, but I did not get a chance. So whenever you're painting on black, you want to start with a coat of white or gray. But you're going to take this stencil and you're going to want to line it all the way up to the bottom. You want your little chickens on the very bottom here, and you can kind of feel it. You don't really want to have a space there. Hi, Judy. How are you? I hope that your rehabilitation is going really well. I've been thinking about you. I meant to message you today, but I don't know where the time goes. Okay. So I think I was telling you about my baby bunnies. Anyhow, these baby bunnies, they just hop out of nowhere and they scare the tar out of you, and I don't want to hurt them. And they scared me really bad, and I ran into like the tree. So I got myself really good. Okay, so I think that's a pretty good angle there. So I'm going to put out some casement here, and I'm just going to squirt it out here, and I'm going to get started because this one may or may not take a while. And I'm dipping that brush when you're stenciling. I use the Stencil Smith brushes only. And anytime you're stenciling on black, you always want to do that layer of white or gray. You could even do a really light, light grays. Light grays work really good, but I have white out and I'm not going to dirty another brush to do a gray because your colors will not pop if you don't. But anyhow, you just want to get your brush, the very tip of it, in the paint and just swirl it off there. Is this a good angle for everybody? Oh, that's good. Thank you, Sherry. We appreciate it. So you offload, you get your paint on and you offload. And you just start swirling around. That's how I like to do it. It's very quick. If you've offloaded your paint, typically you will not have bleeds. And Jeff is getting ready to go. I turned my Bluetooth off. So thank you, Judy. I appreciate that. I was trying to get a really good angle on this so when I go to do the feathers, you'll be able to see. And you're going to be shocked, like, exactly how easy these feathers are. You're going to be, because I was like, what? I've been watching lots and lots of videos. Hi, Jeff. Jeff's leaving. He is going to hang out. One of his buddies from high school is in town, and a bunch of them are going to get a burger, I think a burger and a beer kind of thing at the local tavern. So he is going to be gone. Bye, Jeff. Right. Bye, Jeff. Have a good time. Yep. He's got to come back in enough time, though. We're dog sitting. My nephew's dog, he has a welding company and he goes out of town a lot. He actually does a lot of work in California, so he's gone this week and we always have to walk his dogs, Crockett and Tubbs. If you're old enough, you'll know Crockett and Tubbs. They were from Miami Vice. And Crockett is a Basset Hound and Tubbs is a Bulldog. And I don't know what kind. I didn't even realize there were lots of different kinds of Bulldogs. I think he might be American, but I'm not 100% sure. Like, he's like the Bulldog you would see for the Mack truck, that emblem. He's like that Bulldog. And he's a really sweetheart. Tubbs is the one I walk because he's not as rough. Crockett just, he pulls you all over the place. He's crazy. He's a very strong dog. My husband said he's the strongest dog that he's ever walked. So I'm stenciling these letters, and again, I'm just getting that paint on my brush, and I'm offloading. And for some reason, I'm on a really bad time delay here. Like, it's usually not this bad, but for some reason in Facebook Live world, I'm on a really bad time delay today. So hopefully, like, the comments are usually time delayed, but the picture is usually like real time. Hello, Danielle. Thank you for sprinkling. I'll show the prize again in a couple minutes as soon as I get my white base coat down here. And I'm going to get some of this Algonquin, I think. I don't know. You know, you guys tell me and I know it's an Indian tribe now. So I'm going to get this. So when I do my chickens, the way I learned it is you can call this stencil cracks me up too. It's a very popular design too, even for people that don't have chickens. They want it. So I'm going to get another one of my stencil brushes, and while this is drying up here, since I did this last, I'm going to put my first coat on this. So when I'm doing my chicken feathers or my gnome beards, anything like that, I'm putting down a first layer. Some people call it like, I think they call it like underpainting, or their undercoat. I like to say it's like they're wearing their underwear. I'm putting their underwear on. So I'm just putting this undercoat underwear of paint on. This is going to be your first layer. And this is going to give it some depth and dimension when you start adding those feathers. And I appreciate you guys waiting so patiently for the brushes to come, because that's what we were waiting for. We wanted to demonstrate this with the Stencil Smith angle brushes, which are brand new, and they're a set of 3. And I believe I'm going to be using the smallest one for that. Even though these chickens are big, that's what I was monkeying around today to see which brush that I wanted to use. But yeah, these chickens just crack me up. They are fun. And then when you add the feathers on them, they're even more fun. So we're just, like I said, putting on his underwear. Oh no. Ooh. What would I order for a 12 and a 14-inch round? Okay, April must have ordered you. That's awesome. Yeah, I always get my order really, really fast from April. But of course, waiting on these brushes, for some reason they were stuck in Cleveland. Just sitting there. And I was like, what the heck? I could have drove to Columbus and got them. Woo, it's hot in here. I may have to turn the fan on. It got real still. And like I said, we're supposed to get really bad thunderstorms. I know probably where you're at, Rhonda, is going to be even worse, the thunderstorms. So I'm just swishing this or dancing my brush across. And of course I'm offloading in between this underwear coat. It's like it's got its long johns on or something. Ooh. You had a basset hound, the dumbest dog. That's funny. Trying to get her to move. Thank you for sprinkling, Judy. Yeah, I don't think Crockett's dumb. He's just... And the weird thing is, my poor nephew, I know he's probably going to have to find a home for one of the dogs. I don't know which one, but Crockett, who is the basset hound, he hates tubs. I got to turn my fan on. I'm sorry. Give me just a minute. I'm like dying here. This is when I wish I had like an air-conditioned garage. Let's see. I want to put it on just low. Oh no. Okay. Obviously, I haven't used it. I'm sorry. Wasn't even plugged in. Give me just a minute here. Okay, it's on low. Just get some air circulating there. Just a little bit, because I am like sweating out of control. It's crazy. So I'm going to get some more white here on my brush and offload again. And I'm going to come back here and I'm going to start on my words. I'm going to do another coat on this. It's much better to offload and do 2 or 3 coats than to, glob a bunch of paint down and not offload real good, and then you have bleeds. So I'm just real lightly, I'm not pushing down hard at all, just real lightly swirling that in here. I'm trying to get used to this new angle too. It's a weird angle. Oh, I'm glad you're excited, Gay. I try to look for new things and, try some new techniques. I try to learn new things for you guys. I sure don't know everything. I don't know a lot of stuff, there's way more talented. I'm a really good stenciler, but there are way more talented painters. that are out there. But I'm trying to expand that, and as I learn, I want to, you know, pass it on to you guys. Hi, Winnie, how are you? I'm just doing my second coat here, and if you want to sprinkle me out and write sprinkled in the comments. Yeah, if you have any friends who like to craft or any crafting groups that you can share lives in, we sure appreciate it. Between 8 and 9. I can't wait to see yours, Rhonda. You must share it when you're done. I know some of you are shy to share. We do have the Paint and Share group, which if you haven't joined it, it's called Paint and Share with the Stencil Smith. And I think most people have joined it, but there was a girl I talked to last week who just ordered her first stencils from the Stencil Smith, had just got her first order, and she was just tickled. And she didn't know about the group, so I always like to mention that every time. I know sometimes it gets maybe boring or repetitive each time when I do repeat things, but there's always new people joining, and we were all like new at one time. So I am going to take this off. And what I am going to do is I am going to put down, I'm not going to do everything right now, but I am going to put, this is what I couldn't remember if I did, and then I was like, oh yeah, I did do that. So I've got some, and I've just used Casement, Algonquin, and so far, and this is Coal. But you could use any color, any water-based acrylic paint you want. And I'm going to use Cranberry here in Fusion Mineral for his little, I don't know what you call them. What do you call them? I know there's a name for them. I'm sure somebody out there knows them. I just don't. Okay, so I'm going to squirt a little cranberry out there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add these on here. Whoops. Because I'm going to want my feathers before I start my feathers. Because the first time I did this, I was like, well, heck. So let me move some of the stuff I should have put away before the live. Okay, the comb, thank you. You are right, Judy. Judy says the Stencil Smith is the best company out there, and she is correct. So with the overlays, you just lay them out. They're like a puzzle piece. And usually when you get one to fit, they all fall into place. So as you can see here, I'm just placing, I got this middle one in there. And they're all, yeah, the Stencil Smith, all their stencils are made in America. And they cut them right there, so they're cut to order, so they're never out of stock, which is pretty amazing, I think, because it's very frustrating to see a stencil or see somebody demo something and you want to order it and it's out of stock, or they discontinued it. So it's such a nice thing to have in a company. So I am just going to do the comb then. I'm not going to do the eyes or these little things down here that are hanging, which I don't know what those are called either. As you can tell, I wasn't raised on a farm. Now my daughter, she was raised in the suburbs, I guess you would call it. And again, I'm going to put a white coat on this because I'm painting on black. If you weren't doing this on black, you wouldn't have to do this. But if you don't do it, your colors don't pop as well on black. They just will not. It's really hard to get them to show up. And like I said, you could use white or gray. And I'm just doing a light coat here. Not anything like, you know, it's not like I'm going to do 2 coats of this white or anything like that. And I'm just swirling that around there. This is very relaxing to me. I know I talked to somebody today I graduated with this girl, and her older sister and I have reconnected, and she's been watching me craft, and she said she wanted to start stenciling. She has a whole list of stencils she's going to order, and to her, she felt like that crafting could be very therapeutic for her. And I told her that that is my therapy. Like, it really is. It's very therapeutic to me. Crafting is creating something with your hands. Yes, April and Pete, and they do take everything to heart. Like, they really, truly care about their customers and their company. Okay, so I just did a quick dry with my heat gun. And make sure when you're using your heat gun that you do move it back and forth. And I have to get another stencil brush here, because I haven't, let me get, I think a 1/2 inch will be good. I love all the different sizes that the Stencil Smith has to offer. So I've got my red, and again, it's the same thing. You just get a little bit of paint on the tip of your brush. It's kind of glossy. If you're new, it does help you relax. I agree. And then you offload. And I probably missed your comment if maybe you corrected me earlier, but the Primin painted, you're Stacy. Am I right or am I wrong? I should have written it down. So I'm going to go over this white, and this is a cranberry color. But I find stenciling very relaxing. When I first started, it was a little more stressful because I didn't really know what I was doing. And then it's Stacy. Okay, good. I hate to call somebody by their wrong name. And I do try to remember everybody's names. And another thing too, if you're trying to message me or you're trying to send me a comment like on the live and I don't see it, thank you, Bonnie. I agree. Just message me or message April, because sometimes it's very hard. April can catch the comments sometimes a lot better than I can, because I'm trying to stencil and read things. Hi, Heather. How are you? Heather's my sister. So hopefully you guys are probably in a worse zone for storms than I am, because you're further south and west. You, Heather, and Judy. Thank you for sprinkling, Heather. So I did one coat, and again, I'm going to do a quick little dry. Yeah, we love the fast delivery. It's amazing. It's so amazing that you know when something goes wrong, you know it's not on them, it's on the post office. But what can you do? The radar looks bad. I hope you stay safe, Judy. I know you're pretty close to my sister. Very, very close. And I know that area. She actually, her husband's in the Air Force and he's retiring at, this month in May. And when they first moved to Beaver Creek, which is where they're at, and it's right, if you're from Ohio, you've probably heard of Xenia because of the tornado that we had a long, long time ago. I think it was in the 70s, maybe 74. And it was an F5, I believe. It was a really bad, damaging tornado. And she is, I didn't realize when she bought the house, but she's right, like she's the town right next door. And they had moved from Florida because there was a hurricane there. It was Hurricane Michael. And they were at Tyndall Air Force Base, that area. And that was absolutely destroyed. And they moved to Beaver Creek. And within like a month or two of settling in, there was a tornado. It wasn't a bad one, but it did a lot of damage. They had to have their siding replaced. A lot of people lost more than she did. So yeah, everybody, and I know there's people like I don't watch the news that much. at all. So I'm always surprised when they're like, oh, did you know this happened? I'm like, no, I didn't. And I feel bad, but I don't have a lot of free time. You're raining, Linda? Oh, no. We were sunny, but we're supposed to get thunderstorms, so. And I know in West Virginia, at least where I was born and where my relatives still live in Logan, it rains there, and when it stops, it's so much hotter. It's so humid. The humidity is unbelievable. Oh, Huber Heights, I think we pass an exit for that going down to Heather's, Judy. So I've done 2 layers of this red over the white, and you can see I've gotten a little bit of the eyeballs on there, but I'm not really worried about that. I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to start on the feathers. So we're at 4:30, so we're not doing too bad. So that's good. So now the feathers, I am going to start with this. I've got the smallest. I got to make sure I'm still in the camera. I'm going to do this middle one first and then go outward. And I'm going to kind of work to the side. And hot and humid, 90 today. Whew, that's really hot. So I'm going to use, I'm going to start with this tan I have here and this brush. And I don't want this soaking wet or anything, but I had to wet it just a little bit. Okay, that paint sometimes the paint sits there and it gets a little stiff. So what I do is this is in the camera because of course my picture froze up on here, so I can't see. I gotta look down here. But I start and just kind of, you want to think of like the direction that the feathers are going. So you're going to do some like that. You're going to come up his comb, which I just learned that's what it's called, and kind of just pull it like that. And I'm using it kind of at an angle and pulling. So just kind of like laying, and you just kind of want to go the way you think. Like here it might start curving a little bit towards, and this is just going to be your first coat. So this darker coat underneath is going to give you, and you're just kind of curving it the way, like this chicken's going that way. So you want to think about the way the hairs are going to go. And I'm just going over like where the eyes are at. And I'm just kind of swiping it in there with the angle brush. And this is something like you can get and you can practice. The brush I am using is the smallest one, the 1/4 inch. I feel like I have a little bit more control with it. So I'm just like simply laying that in there, and you'll see after you add this a little bit, like I'm pulling it off the edge and I'm kind of lifting the tip up, like as I pull it. I'm kind of using like the tip of it, like this tip right here, like kind of like that, if that makes sense. It's something you're just going to have to play with to get a feel for it. But you want to start with this little darker color down here. Start with that first. And I'm going to come over here because I got to be at like certain angles to do this. It's hard to, let's see. So I want to kind of come up. I'm just taking the tip of that brush, the tip of the angle brush, and pulling it like up. That's why I wanted the rooster comb on there, which I should have known that was rooster comb, you know, because my dad gets these shots and they're called rooster comb. And it's for his knees. It's like some kind of jelly-like substance that they put in his knees. And I'm just kind of bringing this out. You can bring some across. It's not going to show that much on your under base. And then you want to start like adding a little curve to it right there. I might have to turn it a little. It's hard to do. And I'm just kind of bringing that tip. And it's just like you can make them as long, the strokes, or as short as you want. And you just want to put a little bit in there and curve it along with your chicken. Or if you're doing a gnome, this is the same way I do my gnome guys. I'm trying to learn another process too that'll be fun here pretty soon. And it should be, yeah, it's in the camera. Okay. So I'm going to go around and I'm going to do these two other little guys real quickly. Let's do, and again, I'm just using kind of sideways the tip of it. And then I'm going to bring it, see, like it's coming out this way. And maybe right here, because it's starting to curve down. Maybe right there you want to start curving a little bit. I don't like those ones right there, but I can blend in some white and fix that. So again, over here, I'm going to start like pulling with the tip. Getting my hand all in the paint. But you definitely want that like bottom coat because you want dimension when you lay your white in. And we'll even put a little bit of black in. So let's see. That one right there I gotta do. My picture has frozen. Oh, thank you, Anne. I appreciate it. And if you haven't sprinkled, this is the giveaway today. I get by with a little help from my hens. So, and again, I'm going to come up and I'm just using like the tip. It's like at an angle and I'm using the tip. And you're laying it down like the way you think the feathers would go. And feathers don't always go in the same direction. You know, like when you got them going that way and then kind of bring them down this way a little bit. And you'll see a lot more once we get the, and then there I'm going to start curling it kind of like that guy right there. Once you start laying that white in there, and you could do gray, you know, as his under. His underwear. You could do whatever color you wanted. I'm going to do a gnome. I've got the board prepped. I thought I had the gnome, and I did not have the gnome. I was like, oh yeah, I got that gnome, and I got my board all prepped for it because I know what size, because I've made enough of the gnomes that I know. And I'll be darned, I didn't have the 4th of July gnome, the patriotic one. So again, I'll turn this a little bit. Yeah, this is still in the camera. I know it sounds silly that I have to be going, this is still in the camera, but it's a mirror image. So it doesn't always... And you can have a little bit of texture in there, like if you want. Okay, so I'm going to rinse that out. I've got my dark layer, my underwear layer all done. And I'm going to rinse my brush out. Yeah, come on. And I'm going to start with the white. And I'm going to start on the middle one. And okay, it's in the camera. Is this a good angle though? You guys can see pretty good kind of what I'm doing. Could roosters, yeah, they could definitely have a bad, that's right. So I am going to start, and I'm just, the same thing, it's kind of like I'm holding it to the side, and I'm, that point, I'm like kind of swooshing it or swooping it, and I'm just willy-nilly. I'm gonna lay a couple coming up this way. Bring some more. And I'm just swooping that color. Not color really, the white. In there. And you see how that's creating with that. You're just kind of swooshing and making like little C's almost. But I mean, that's how easy it really is. Isn't that something, how easy that is? Yeah, it's coming to life. It's like you can, and it's just that one trick of just having that little bit of color underneath. When I saw somebody do this, I was like, holy cow. And then you could just add as much. You know, you can go back and add a little bit more. You know, you definitely want to leave some of its underwear showing. But you can layer some on top. The feathers don't all like have to go the same way. They can kind of crisscross each other. And then you're just bringing it down. at a swoop. And it really doesn't take like super long, but this is how you can do the gnome beards too. This is how I did this guy. Let's see if I can get him in the camera. So that guy right there, that's exactly how I did that gnome beard right there. And I did, I believe, a gray like underneath there. So you could do your chicken with gray, but that's how I did his beard. You just start, I mean, I imagine you could start with the a darker color, but see how it's just starting to pop and look like, isn't that just the coolest thing ever? I think so. Oh no, Judy. Oh, stay safe, Judy. I'm so sorry. I know it's getting really dark out there. Okay, so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to start like kind of swooping. And like I said, that's the reason I put the rooster comb on, because I wanted the feathers to kind of come up onto the rooster comb. I didn't want them to just stop like right there. I think it looks more realistic when it comes up over it. And again, I'm just starting to pull this down. And I know I'm going like over where the eyes are going to be. But I would go over the eyes anyhow with this, so I found putting the eyes on. And another thing that you could do, if you're ever doing this, even on something else, if you use these chickens on something else, if you just did this and you didn't add eyeballs, it could be like the back, they're looking at the back of the chicken. And again, I'm just kind of angling it and using the tip and like pulling it up. That's, I might have to make sure it's in there, turn it a little bit towards me. It's like when I close the bridges, I have to have the bridges. It's so much easier for me to close the bridges from upside down. I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. So you can just take the tip of that brush down. And the thing about this too, say you put something in there that you don't like, you know, like a big fat swoosh or something that just doesn't look right to you, you can always go back with the other color and like kind of blend it in over it. Like there's no rights or wrongs to this. It's just a big floppy kind of you choosing. That was still wet there from the tan. You choosing what where you want to put your feathers, but like I said, I try to follow, and these stencils are so easy because it kind of gives you a guide of how to, you know, how the feathers would be going. It's not like I'm some chicken genius. Couldn't even remember it was called the rooster comb. But look at that. Now, has that not come to life? And you could just add a little bit more here and there. And I will go back and I'll add a couple of little black. I feel like I need a little bit more over here. And you can just keep going back and adding more feathers. What do you guys think so far? I'm definitely not a chicken genius. I'm not any kind of a genius. So I'm going to take this chicken. Let me see if I don't think I'm in the camera. I'm going to move this chicken, yeah, right there over. And I'm going to start, are there chicken geniuses? I'm sure there are. My daughter is chicken crazy. Brody, who's my 9-year-old grandson, his class just went and they raised some chickens. I don't know if they raised them from eggs or like what they did. Honestly, I didn't ask, but Jenny just came over right before my live. She's like, Mom, do you have a shoebox? I'm like, yeah. She's like, I gotta go get some chickens because they want people to take the chickens home. So her husband is not going to be super thrilled, but Jenny's coming home with a bunch more chickens. So we'll see. But you're just pulling that angle brush around and down, kind of swooping it. The more you're on the tip, the thinner it is. I gotta move it a little bit. I better move my plate too. It's gonna go on the floor. But this is a very fun thing to do. But I think I started telling you about my patriotic gnome, which I thought I had. And see, I'm going to start kind of curving them here because they're curving this way. I think I'm going to do a red, white, and blue beard. I'm going to attempt that. We'll see how it turns out. But I thought that would be cute for the patriotic gnome to have a red, white, and blue beard. Right? And again, I'm just kind of... And so I'm going to go over and start on this side. Could be cute to leave one chicken. That could be. That would be real cute. It sounds like she just needs one more chicken. Oh, I don't know. Her husband keeps saying, he's like, Jenny, don't bring any more chickens home. But she's chicken crazy. She's like, she's got the ones that lay the green eggs, which I guess are pretty rare. She tells me all this stuff, and I'm just like, uh-huh, okay. And this was the girliest of girls. Well, she was kind of a tomboy, and she always liked animals, but we had dogs and we had a cat, but we didn't have like any farm animals. We live in the city. Although there is, like a lot of people in the city now are raising chickens, which I find really strange. And I got to turn this a little bit more. Because we're like... Our lots are about 1/3 of an acre here. Ooh, that's way too much paint. I've got a big glob on that. And this one lady, she has a rooster, and it crows. I thought the roosters only crowed at the crack of dawn. I don't know if it's just this rooster. He crows all day long. And it's funny because I can hear him, and Jeff has hearing problems. He's really has a hard time hearing like the birds and like tones and stuff like that. But he can't hear the rooster, but I can hear the rooster just cock-a-doodle-doo all day long. I find it funny, but I don't live like right next door. I don't know. You're not supposed to have roosters in town, but I don't know. I think it's, like I said, I think it's kind of neat, but I am not right next door to it. They live way up the hill, and they sell fresh eggs, so we buy eggs from them sometimes. And I'm just going to add a little bit more. Okay, so now we just have one more chicken to do. Turning it. And see, that really didn't take that long. We're at 5 minutes to 5, and I just want to do a little, they crow control. They crow all the time. I just didn't know it. I just thought they crowed, you know, like at the crack of dawn, and I was mistaken. And again, I'm just swooping this kind of like on the side of the brush and the tip. And I don't know why, but I'm doing these little guys first by the comb. And then I like to start going kind of down. Just like so. Oh, boy, I tell you what, that fan made a world of difference. It's just circulating the air. It's not like on me, it's hitting my legs kind of like low, but that's one thing Ohio does have a lot of. We get very humid. And again, like I said, I'm kind of on the side of my brush. And these are just the greatest brushes. Besides the fact, all the brushes that April orders are so pretty with the pretty wood handle. I just think they're beautiful. She puts a lot of thought into stuff like that. I know I was debating on this one. I'm like, oh, should I stencil the words ahead of time? Stuff like that, so we could just get down to feathers. But then I'm always, like I said, sometimes we get new people and you want them to be able to see how to... Let's see, I gotta make sure, because my picture, like I said, is frozen on my secondary device. I can see comments, but I can't see if I'm in the picture or not. A fan or a heater? Thank you, Roberta. We need a rebel chicken. That would be fun. I like that. Are you going to make one of those, Sherry? And again, I'm just coming down. And this is, I mean, this is how I learned to do feathers. To me, I think it works really good. I know there are probably other ways out there, but this is the way I do it. And the more I learn, the more I'm so excited to share with you guys and pass everything on. Got some motorcycles going down the road. I don't know if you could hear them. I know sometimes you guys hear sirens. Okay, so we got our last little chicken done, and you could go back and forth and add all kinds of things, you know, like more and more, like get some light stuff in there, a little bit of, you just want his underwear to show, because that's what gives him the depth. And to me it looks like really realistic. I'm just getting a couple more, like swishing some stuff in there. And I feel like I need a little bit more white over here just because I did this one first and this paint underneath was still a little wet. So it's almost like I got three colors there. It's a little, and I think I'm gonna put out just a little bit of black. I need to put some more over here. Whoop. Don't want to be throwing my brush up. Got a big blob right there. I think that's where the eyes are going to go though, so that's okay. And you could do less, like if you knew, which I don't know exactly where the eyes are going to go. I think they're like right there, there, and there. But I'm going to put just a little bit of black out. And give my brush a good swoosh. And you can clean these brushes with the cleaner too. And I'm just going to get a little bit of black. And I'm just going to add just, yeah, I'm in the middle there. Just and add just a little bit. You could add gray, you could add another like dark brown, but I'm just adding just a wee little bit. Not a huge amount, nothing like the white, but just a couple of just add a little bit more dimension with it. You could add as many colors as you wanted. And if you got too much white and you didn't like it, you could add a little bit more of the brown, the tan back in. And again, I'm just kind of using the side and the tip of the brush. And I'm even making them a little like curly, like giving them a little wave. I just want to add a little bit of black over here to this guy. Do you like it with a little bit of the black? Sunglasses. Yes, she has some sunglasses. I feel like I just ordered one. And so I'm just adding, like I said, just a little bit of black. And bring it up. Not a huge amount. And you could swirl a couple of them. So I think I'm going to call that. You like it with the black? Yes, I think it just adds just a, it's not a lot, it's just a wee little bit. So we've got 3 colors going there. And right now, so let's see, we're gonna do the second overlay. So we got our chickens all painted. So let's put our overlay, let's see, I think all 3 Okay. So we're gonna put, let me make sure I got my brush rinsed out real good. I would never let these sit in water along with your liner brushes. Okay, we got to go down here. We got to do this. This is the first overlay. So we already did. Let's see if I bring it up a little bit. It's still in there. Okay. So I'm going to line it up here on the tops because you can see how it's coming over. That's why I put these combs on. So it just wouldn't stop there. I thought it would look kind of cruddy if it just like stopped like right at the line, because I don't think that's the way real life is. So I'm gonna put some tape down. Find my tape, there it is. Yeah, I wish my thing would refresh. I can see your comments. Could you try them on, please? That is funny. That's funny, Sherry. Okay, so now I gotta find my, and if you have not yet, please make sure you sprinkle. Make sure you write sprinkled in the comments. That's the giveaway today. Okay, I am going to get the white brush, my white stencil brush, which I put my brushes in a baggie with a wipe so they don't dry out. And I'm gonna get some more white here on my brush, and I'm gonna offload. And I'm gonna do the eye. And I'm actually gonna throw a layer of white over these because I didn't the last time. And you can see the feathers a little through it, which doesn't bother me, but it might bother some. I don't know. Maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't. And you are going to see a little bit of texture because of the feathers. Because there's a little bit of texture going there with the feathers, but it's not much. So I'm just putting their eyeballs in, and I'm going to put a load of white, which I don't know if anybody ever said what their little things are down here. I know this is their comb. Thank you, Cindy. Oh, yeah, that would be really convenient, wouldn't it, Rhonda? They're called the wattles. I would have never guessed that. I don't think I knew that. That's funny. That's one of those names that are funny. So I'm doing a gobbler. Someone said wobbles, someone said gobbler. Oh, blood, that is, see, Sherry, look at you. She's like, make one with bloodshot eyes. That's your morning after chicken. But that would be funny. You could do that with the liner brush. Okay, so I am going to give this a quick dry. And I did this white over this so the red will go on a little bit better. I think that'll help. Okay. So I am going to get some more white and offload. And I'm going to do the eyes again. Just like so. And if I remember right, I did end up putting a little bit of black, shading a little bit of black around their eyeballs to make them stand out a little bit better, because they're so white against the chicken feathers. I'm pretty sure I did that. And so I'm doing that, and I'm going to get their little, I think she said they were wattles down here. Now we got drunk chickens. People may be afraid to enter. Enter at your own risk, right? That's kind of funny. So I'm going to get a little bit of this cranberry here. And I'm going to stencil these guys here. And again, I've offloaded, so the offloading, you know, helps so you don't get bleeds, because you don't want to get bleeds. You guys have a party without me. I see the comments afterwards, some of them, and they're really funny. I love that you guys are friends with each other. Because I don't know about you, but I have met so many nice, kind people. Just from stenciling. They are just some of the nicest people that I've ever met. And I'm giving this a second coat. I'm going to move my plate and my brush, and I'm going to pull that up. So it's coming together, guys. Coming together. I might do one more coat of white. I'm going to do one more coat of white. You might have to do... And you could stencil the eyes on if you wanted and kind of try to go around them. You could have the hair going over them if you wanted to do that. Make sure I'm putting my brush in the right, I'm going to do one more coat. Okay. So that's your first overlay. Now we got to do the eyeballs and the little beaks. So give me a minute here. Put my brush back. Hold on a minute here. I'm trying to line them up. A bit right there. Because you're going to want to line them up really where the end of this is at. That's where they're meant to line up, I think. But see, I've got mine kind of feathered up. So that looks good. I am going to take my tape. I got to remember what I'm doing here. And I think, again, I'll put just one layer of white on the beaks, because that seemed to help. You know, just putting a solid color over the hair. If that makes sense. Yeah, these ones don't have registration marks. Some of them do. Like the leaners have registration marks. Which, like, these should line up down here with, like, your little red waddler things or gobblers or whatever they are. Waddles, I think somebody said they were. So I'm putting a layer, and I would recommend doing this if you do the feathers, just so you have that, like, base layer of one color. Okay, and I am going to get a little brush. One of my little guys. I think I'll get my 1/4 inch. I love the little guy brushes, and I'm going to dip in a little bit of this black. and offload. And I'm going to do the eyeballs. And then I have to get one more brush. I'll get a little bit bigger one. Oh, I didn't get orange out. Oh my goodness. Let me see. Let me grab some orange out of here. I don't want to pull my... ring light off. My goodness. Hold on. I got to move this over a little bit. I'm opening my drawer. I think there's some orange. I want to run in the house. Let's see. Where are my oranges? I know I have like a spiced pumpkin or something out here. Hold on just a minute, guys. Sorry. It's probably the one. It's not. One sunset. I think that's two. Here we go. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, that'll work. This spiced pumpkin will work. Let me get it open. I have some Tuscan in the house. I've been using a mix of Deco Arts and Fusion. So I'm going to give it a little shake. Thank you. Yeah, it's a fun one. I can't wait to see everybody's chickens. Make sure you post them on the Paint and Share. Get my brush. Okay. And make sure to sprinkle. We have a good chicken giveaway. Not this one, but another one. So I'm offloading. Whew. That's a bright one. Yeah, that'll work. I think I like my Tuscan better, but I should have ran in the house and got it. I don't think I'm liking this color. Do you guys like this orange? Does it look okay? It's definitely different than the other one. It's okay. So Bonnie says it's okay. Does that mean it's an okay as in it'll do, or it's okay I should go get the other one? That's a good idea. Okay. I'm going to grab a little bit of this beige here and mix it. Because I really just feel like I should go get my Tuscan. That's better. There, that's better. I toned it down a little bit with the beige. That looks much better. It was just too... I don't know, it was too something. It was too bright. Yeah, if you haven't joined Paint and Share with the Stencil Smith, it's a wonderful, wonderful group where everybody shares their Stencil Smith creations, and everybody's just really nice and helpful. You get a lot of different ideas. I will warn you that it's very addictive, and you will order a lot of stencils you see. I'm very easily subjective to stuff like that. Okay, yeah, I like that better. that definitely toned that down a little bit. It's definitely different than the other. It was quacking too much. Oh yeah, the chickens are really good sellers. I have a stencil addiction too. Oh yeah, make sure you start looking around. You can look with the magnifying glasses. I have to feel like I need maybe just a little bit more. A little bit more. I may go back after the live and put my Tuscan on. Tuscan's definitely the better color for this. Oh, I probably will. Let's see, that's not too awful bad. I kind of like that. That's a pretty orange. It's not bad. That definitely toned it down a lot. So I'm gonna pull this up, and we have to put, his little mouth is open, or his big mouth is open on this one. So let me dry it. That one right there. You can never have too many stencils. I agree. Okay, so I am going to get my brush with the black on it. And on this one here, we're going to put where his mouth is open, like he's talking. Whoop. Drop my shop towel. I use shop towels to offload on. I really like to offload on those. I'm going to have to look at this and then turn it back towards you guys when I line it up. Yeah. Okay. There. Sorry about that. Sometimes it's hard to see when it's upside down. So I am going to take this black that I've got out and offload it and just start this little heart here, which is its big mouth. He's crowing. So just like so. Ooh, it's 5:30 already. I wanted to show you a little showing or a little shading on one of the combs. I might show it real quickly and then I'll show you the stencils because this has been a long one. I knew it would be, and I really appreciate people hanging with me. I need to get a little bit more and go in there. There we go. And I am going to move the eyeballs down here. And what I did on my other one is, because they're so white, I took just a little bit, and I think my other chicken might have been, ooh, I got a little bit of red on there. I'll have to go back and touch that up. And I just took, let me get a piece of tape. You should always tape your stuff down because they'll shift. And I got a really, really dry brush, and I just kind of, ooh, that's not as dry as I wanted it to be. That's got way more on it than I wanted. I want it really, 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 really dry. And just kind of, I just kind of went around the eyes just a little bit. I might have to go around that with a little bit of white, this one here, because when I put it down, I just put a little kind of circle, a little bit around the eyes, and it just kind of like gave it a little bit of dimension, like around. That one's like way too much. But as you can see, it kind of like broke it from the white of the feathers just a little bit. So I'm going to lay this aside, and I am going to show you real quick, like on this one middle comb kind of. So I want to take a little bit of this. I got this moon yellow here, and I'm going to put just a titch out, just a wee little bit. And I am going to get another brush, and I'm going to get a little one. You want to get one of your little stencil brushes. This is the 1/4 inch, yeah, so this is the smallest. And get a little bit of that moon yellow, and I am going to offload really, really, like really good. And I'm kind of taking it up here in the center. Like so. Bringing it around like that. Like the light's hitting it. Just a wee little bit more. But you want to make sure your brush is really pretty dry. And if you ever like overdo something, you can always go back in with your red and just cover it up. They say nothing ventured, nothing gained. So I put that kind of in the middle, and then I took my brush and got it, dipped it in some water, and kind of just tapped it. I had a wet paper towel out here. I don't even know if it's still wet. It's been so long. And I got a little bit of this red with the white over here. So it's kind of like a lighter version of that color. So it's just a little bit lighter. And get my tape off. I'm going to kind of use the tip of it. Let me see if I'm going to turn this kind of towards me. It's hard for me to do this upside down. And I'm just going to kind of like rub it a little bit with your finger. You can get a little bit of water and kind of go back in. That was way more than I wanted. Get a little bit of that water. And the water makes the paint kind of move and blend. You can rub it in with your fingers. And that's way too much white over here, so I'm going to get a little bit of the cranberry. And you just want kind of a damp brush. And so you can go back in and kind of like blend. And my brush is pretty, like it's not dripping or anything, but it's damp. And you can just rub that in with your finger. So know that anything you can do can always, you can just slap that stencil back over it and go over it. So you got a little bit of light on that side, so you would want to add a little bit of dark on this side. So again, yeah, hopefully you can see. It's really hard. So I'm going to take a little bit of the black and mix it with that red. So it's just like a darker version. And again, I'm just going to come kind of around. And you can use your finger and help blend it. And you can even bring it up, like in the corner there. You can blend it in. So that's lighter, but it's like all kind of blending together. And you want it, like if you're putting light on one side, you can put dark on the other. And you can just keep fooling with it. And sometimes with the white, you can take just a little bit of the white. You rinse the brush out real good here. Oh, thank you, Rhonda. I appreciate it. And just get the tip of it in there. And you can also just add like a little, just with the tip of your angle brush. Add a little bit of a, I don't have enough, my paint's getting a little, so you can blend a lot of different colors. That one got a little globby there. So like right there. But what do you think? Do you like that? So you can add just a little bit and you can go back. Now he looks like the head. And you can just keep working with it. Blending, and it's just a fun thing to do. And you can always use your fingers. They work really well. They're already bad from So what do you think about that? Do you like that? He needs the bloodshot eyes. He does. You could totally take a liner brush. I got to fix his eyes anyhow, because he's so you could shade a couple different ways. That's one way you could shade. You could shade with your stencil brush. You could just slap your stencil back in. You could run a little white down the sides. You could add a little black to the sides. There's all kinds of different ways. And like, so now I need to shade this a little bit, you know, and his little waddlers and stuff like that. I will do that later. But you could add just, you know, just keep working with it. You love the feather. The feathers are fun, aren't they? Yeah, I got to fix his little, but we do have a couple stencils to show you. I do have a couple. I got some red paint there. Okay, so I am going to angle this up. So this stencil is going to be on sale today and tomorrow for 20% off. So for 20% off, this is, I don't know if I like this angle. I tried it to get a better. Oh, you're welcome, Shanine. I appreciate that. So this is what we did. So you can kind of see the difference, like looking at the difference of the shaded comb in the middle and then these guys, so they just look kind of flat. So you can just like mess with it and monkey with it till you're satisfied. And the same with the feathers. The trick is just having him in his underwear before you start. The same with the gnome beards. Let me grab the stencils. I just have a few because I knew that we were going to be probably going long today. So I'm going to show you a couple. Ooh, I don't like this stand. I don't know if I'll use this again. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple stencils that I just recently received. And then we'll pick the winner for, if you have not sprinkled and you're joining late, make sure you sprinkle. Oh, welcome, Susanna. I'm glad you're here. If you have any questions and I don't answer them, just message me or message April. So this is the giveaway today. I get by with little help from my hens. If you have sprinkled, which means to do this and just write sprinkled in the comments, and we'll make sure to enter, well, April will make sure to, enter you in the drawing. So let's see. So this is Stay Close to People Who Feel Like Sunshine, which I just really like this one. This is number 5780, and this is an 11.25 inch. I think that's just beautiful. Stay close to people who feel like sunshine. So that one. And I'm going to show you my hippie ones because April just released a lot of retro ones, and I love the retro ones. Like, they're my favorites. Although the chickens are becoming chickens and the gnomes, because I like doing the hair. So this is number 9479, and this is an 11.25 inches. Thank you, Tammy. I appreciate it. I think this would be really cute on a sweatshirt, but it's Don't Worry, Be Happy. I can hear that song, you know, Don't Worry, Be Happy, playing in my head when I do this, but it's got the overlays, so that's the middle of the flower, and then it's got the little smiley face that goes on the middle of the flower. I just think that's darling. I love that. And let's see. Oh, this is so cute. And if you're new, I know someone just said they were new. So like this one has 2 pieces and there's a couple overlays and they're marked. So the stencils will be engraved with the number of the stencil. All you have to do is feel around for it. And it'll tell you how many pieces. Like if it's, so this is 9478. It's the medium and there are 2 pieces. And this will even have the overlays marked on it, like overlay 1, the sticker, because the sticker will eventually come off. So overlay 1 and overlay 2, and they're engraved in it. And so that way, if they get apart, and I have a lot of stencils, so it's a problem, you know what it goes to. You can match it to the number. So this is so cute. It's peace, love, and flowers. And just look at the font on that. I especially love the peace. I don't know why. And then this is the little overlay again. It's got the little circles for the flowers, and then you would put the little smiley faces in the middle of the flowers. I think it's just so cute. And that is the medium. But these are all the new ones. But this font is so cute. And then, oh, my favorite. And I know Bonnie loved this one. It has always been my dream to have like a VW bus. We had a VW convertible, but we didn't have a bus. Could never probably afford one now, but this is the VW bus. Look at that. And then the overlay, it's got the little piece and the little flowers that would go like down in this area, I think, like in that area there. And then it says hippie soul. But I absolutely, I think this is adorable. And this little bus, you could put a little surfboard on it. Like there's so many different things you could do with this. This would be a good beach stencil if you like beach stencils. And this is number, I'll tell you in a minute, number 9482. And it's 11.25 inches. Let's see if I can get this to there. Maybe that'll be better. Okay, that's better. I felt like my face was like right in your way. And then this one I thought is gorgeous. So this is going to be my last one I show you, and then we'll pick the winner. It's going to be number 8992, and it's the 10-inch, and there's two pieces. So it's got the little milk can. Whew, I'm really crooked, aren't I? Okay, that's better. It was very crooked. So it's got the milk can. I guess that's what you call it, the milk can. I have one that's painted. My mom painted it years ago for me. And then it's got sunflowers. If you can see that, the overlay of the sunflowers and Country Fresh. But I thought this would be a really cute one, and you could use this this milk can for other things as well. Like you could put other flowers in it if you wanted as well, not just the sunflowers. You could put daisies in it, you could put wildflowers in it, you could put all kinds of different things in it. So that's my live today. Yeah, the sunflowers with the milk can, it's really pretty. And here's the guys, or girls, I don't know. Do only guys have the comb? I don't know. My daughter has chickens. You can tell how often I go out to the barn. So April is going to spin the wheel, and this is on sale today and tomorrow for 20% off. Thank you, Bonnie. And you can save an additional 15% with my code SIGNSHACK, SIGNSHACK. Thank you, Sherry. And so April is going to pull a winner, and you're going to win the Get By with a Little Help from My Hens. Thank you, Kathy. Sherry Crumbcaker, you are the winner today. I feel like you're always drumming. Congratulations, Sherry. And thank everybody. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. And you guys have a great day. Thank you, Rhonda. Thank you, Stacy. And we will see you next week at 4 p.m. with another live. Thank you, Winnie. Bye-bye.